I think it's pretty safe to say that by far, one of the most mysterious elements of the Star Wars sequel trilogy has got to be Rey's father, as well as the character of Rey in Episode 9. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that we do know that J.J. Abrams is doing, of course, in Episode 9's plot is discovering, new elements for the character of Rey, and as well as changing many different aspects of Rey's lineage and her true identity in this movie, where she really comes from, as well as handling Rey's parents in this story. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Rey as a character, as well as Rey's father's new identity in Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that it's described that one of the costume designs used for a scene within the second act of the film was for a vision sequence of Rey's father inside of a cave on a desert world. It's described that the outfit as it was a black cloak with brown stripes running down the front of it, and it's said to be the costume of Rey's father. The outfit design is described as Vidar Mel's COTF uniform. Additionally, one of the concept art descriptions describes a young Rey outside of a tent on a desert planet, where it's said that an older Rey is watching her younger self. Likely a flashback scene where Rey's father is described to wrap a blanket around Rey, where the scene is described as Vidar Mel's and Rey's last encounter. Another of which includes Rey's father standing up in front of a young Rey, sitting by the fire and brushing through Rey's hair, where he eventually walks away, where the sequence is described as Vidar's departure. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, not too long ago, we heard about the name, of course, being Vidar. However, in this scenario, we have the full new identity for, of course, Rey's father in this story, where the last name is actually said to be M-E-H-L, Mel. So I'm not quite sure how I really, feel about the character of Rey's father in Episode 9 so far. Now, one thing that I do want to point out that really does mystify me a lot is how the costume design is actually called Vidar Mel's COTF uniform. What does COTF really stand for? And I really tried to figure this out for a very long time, and I started thinking it could very well have to do with an abbreviation of Church of the Force. That's the only thing that I can really think of, unless it holds different meaning. It also connects to the other things that we have gone over before the last month, give or take, about Rey's father being affiliated with the Church of the Force in Star Wars Episode 9 in the form of a flashback, giving us an idea of exactly, where Rey's father actually comes from. So what do I make of all of this? Is this character of Vidar Mel really going to be the blood father of Rey? I have a funny feeling, guys, I don't know why, that this character is going to be more around the lines of a stepfather in Star Wars Episode 9, and the same thing goes for Rey's mother in this movie. I really feel like those are just her step-parents. I don't know why I got that gut feeling of mine, but there's something about, the last name that doesn't strike me as something that would really stick with the character of Rey, like Rey Mel. It just wouldn't go. So I'm starting to wonder if Rey's father is actually going to be a stepfather of some kind, or maybe if this name is an actual alias that he's using in Episode 9 that will lead to the full reveal at the very end of the movie. Maybe he is connected to the Kenobi bloodline, or something around those lines, for all we know. Described to be both, of course, Rey and Vidar's last moment together. So both father and daughter having a last moment together before the actual character walks away and leaves, before Rey never sees him again. Now, of course, that's actually seeing him again. That's not to say that, the last actual moment that she didn't see him wasn't in The Force Awakens. He could have been on board of that ship. So what's really interesting about all of this, though, I gotta say, is that we can see that J.J. Abrams is really bringing in that family element into Star Wars Episode 9 in order to really make it an emotional story for the character of Rey. Now, I know that Rian Johnson set up The Last Jedi like Rey's parents don't matter, they're nobodies, hence that makes Rey a nobody, and I think that a lot of fans wanted something more than that. And mind you, if you do like that decision by Rian Johnson, that's perfectly fine and okay. Everybody has their opinion. But I feel like that there should have been more to the story there in The Last Jedi. In my point of view, the second film in a trilogy, especially in a Star Wars trilogy, is the most important movie of all. It's where a lot of the revelations are revealed. It's where a lot of the characters begin to grow. And I think that that's exactly where we should have learned more about Rey's parents. So, thankfully, J.J. Abrams is back. He wants to really explore Rey's lineage in greater detail. It's actually one of the original plans that he had for The Force Awakens, you know, if he ever returned for another Star Wars movie, is that he actually set Rey up as a character to actually have an important lineage, and we never got that in Episode 8, so now in Episode 9 we will be getting that. Anyways guys, let me know what you think about this whole entire sequence, and of course the costume design, being described as Vidar Mel's COTF uniform. Let me know what you think about that. Does that stand for Church of the Force, or could it very well stand for something else entirely different? Anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night to moon.